right. Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's up, Matt? How are we doing this evening? Once again, it is Friday evening. It is 7 o'clock. And that can only mean one thing. It is time for this week's live episode of Histo Chat. So, without further ado, let's get the footage going here. Wolf, what is up, my friend? How has you guys how's you guys week been? Had a good week, or what's going on? Just a sec here while I try and get the chat up here. I really need to come up with a better way of doing that besides just looking at my phone for the chat. So for this week, we're starting off with Titanic on the footage. Joining us on the shelf, we have these three beautiful ladies. We are in the presence of a queen. All hail Her Majesty, RMS Queen Mary. Of course, Titanic. And down here, Wolf's favorite Cunard ship, Mauritania. And of course, down here, our yet to be built RMS Olympic, Old Reliable. Matt says, I'm good. Just ordered some parts to restore a set of PV Black Widow speakers. Is that the ones you picked up in Mississippi a few weeks ago? Wolf's week has been great. I'm glad to hear that. Let's see. You need a third screen. It'd be cool if I could get like another camera and, I don't know, maybe somehow angle it to where I'm not blocking the shelf so you guys can see the ships behind me without, my big ugly head in the way. That would be cool, right? Oh, and by the way, so if you guys remember, we kind of ended last week's stream on a down note, and what I mean is we had some technical difficulties. The stream was pretty much lagging out to the point where it was unwatchable, so I ended up having to just shut it down. Fortunately, that started happening not even 5 minutes before the end of the stream was supposed to end anyway, so it wasn't too big a deal, but hopefully I've got that issue resolved for this week. So, of course, it's a few days before Christmas. You guys ready for that? Matt, no, those were Serwin Vega MX250s. I just finished those this morning, actually. All I have to do left is test them. Sweet. So what are you guys doing? What's your holiday plans? Have you done Christmas shopping? What do you want for Christmas? What's on your wish list? I think I've got a pretty good idea of one in particular that a model that Wolf wants, because we discussed that this morning. Matt says the PV speakers are for a guitar amp or sometimes used in pro PA systems. Nice. Wolf, I'm looking forward to Christmas. Yep, I'm especially happy because I've got a 3-day weekend. So, always good with that. Matt, can you walk up the rope? No, Matt, you cannot. I tried walking up these ladders that are turned over on their sides too, and you cannot do that either. Basically, everywhere that you can walk in this part of this demo is what you see right here. And I can tell you some of the things that I don't know if I'm going to get them, but I'm hopeful to get a few models. Wanting to get 2 Titanic models, one so I can, all in the same scale. Olympic is 1:700. I want 2 Titanic models in that same size. I'm going to build Titanic in that scale, and I'm going to convert a Titanic to Britannic in that scale. so I can have all three of the Olympians in that same size. Matt, I want a house for Christmas. I want a house too. So if you know anybody giving those out, let me know. A few Lego models would be nice. The Titanic Lego model would be really nice, but I ain't got that kind of money right now. So in the meantime, we just keep building our traditional models here. Wolf, all I want for Christmas is a life-sized replica of USS California. That would be cool. If you could get that and I could get a life-size replica of Olympic, man, we would be golden. The best I can do is, for me anyway, would be to book passage on the Queen Mary 2 someday. That's like a dream for me, sailing on the Queen Mary 2. Is it, what kind of Lego models are you looking to get, Matt? Here we go. Yeah, Titanic Lego, the Lego Lighthouse, and Mars Rover. I think some Star Wars ones would be pretty cool as well. But the easiest thing you could ever do is, and you may not even need a model, if you ever wanted to have a replica of the Death Star, get a ball spray painted gray, and there you go. Yeah, the Titanic Lego would be a huge deal, and I may try and put forth an effort to get it next year because I've heard that it's going to be discontinued next year. And how cool would it be to have that somehow, some kind of way in the background? I mean, obviously, it's way too large to fit on this shelf and probably way too heavy as well. But man, would that be cool to have? Uh, Matt, put a dent in it somewhere. You talking about the Death Star, of course. Yeah, for the gun. Oh, excuse me, doing that yawning thing again. So you guys, you did you do any Christmas shopping as well? I've actually been finished with Christmas shopping. Not much into like wrapping presents and stuff, so I just kind of I do that really when I get in the mood. I've only got like three left I got to do for that. Tell you what would have been a really cool thing to have early for Christmas would be Mike Brady's game, Grand Voyage. That's going to have all the ocean liners in it, but that's still in development right now. Which actually that brings me. That's a good discussion to have here for a second. So for you guys both know because I've talked about this game before, Grand Voyage. It's going to be basically what we see here with Honor and Glory, but it's going to be different ocean liners. Titanic has not been announced as a ship that's going to be in the game at launch or not even eventually. Um, I wonder if Mike is going to put Titanic in his game at some point, or is he going to elect not to because of his current partnership with Titanic Honor and Glory? Um, that's kind of, I think that might be a damned if you do, damned if you don't, and I'll explain in a second when I. All right, let me catch up on the comments here. Matt, I just got gift cards for people this year. Yeah, that's the easy way to do it. Wolf, I wanted to do Christmas shopping, but I got to it way too late and don't really have the money to buy the too expensive things I wanted to buy, so no Christmas shopping for me. Well, that's unfortunate, but if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. It is what it is. But yeah, going back to Grand Voyage for a minute, I think he's kind of in a catch-22. If you want your game to be, if you're making a video game or museum game, whatever you want to call it, about that the focus is mostly going to be these old ocean liners, um, and you elect not to put Titanic in your game because you have a partnership with another company that's already doing the exact same thing with Titanic. Do you elect not to put it in the ship in your game because of that partnership, or do you put it in the game anyway? Because let's be honest, a game without Titanic is not going to sell as well as a game with Titanic in it. That's just my thoughts on the matter. That's my opinion. I would think, eh, and again, I don't know the extent of their partnership. I don't know all the details, but just as an outsider looking in, I think at some point he has to put Titanic in his game for it to be more financially successful. Because let's be honest, and we've talked about this before, Titanic is arguably the most popular ship in all of history. You know, you'd be hard pressed to find someone when you talk about maritime history that has not heard the name Titanic. It draws a lot of eyeballs. It draws attention to it. So for that reason, I think at some point he's got to put it in his game. Let's see. Wolf says, you know, Titanic being absent does help draw attention to other liners. I agree with that, Wolf, but at the same time, let's say here's my counter to that. Let's say he puts the game on Steam, and it's, you know, he's got, you know, the cover art or the art on Steam is it's Grand Voyage, and he's got a side view of Titanic or a shot of the Titanic head on, like sailing at you, or he's got one of the game that one of the ships that's going to actually be in the game, the Laconia, is the cover art for this game. Which one do you think people are going to be more inclined to look at and say, let's check out that game? I'm going to say Titanic. And that's my reasoning for why I think he should include it. The game will attract people, but it's going to be for the most part, the small ocean liner enthusiast community. Having Titanic in it is going to would attract a much larger audience, and I don't think that having Titanic in the game would distract from the other liners. I think it would encourage people to check out the other liners. All right, so we're transitioning over DD661 USS Kidd, and of course this footage, all the Kidd footage has been provided to us by Matt, and we got a good bit of Kidd footage to look at today. Let's see, the Wolf says, the one with Titanic, obviously, but a lot of people are kind of dumb and probably would think the other ship was Titanic. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, there's a running joke, and for the most part, I think there's a lot of truth to it. You know, anyone who sees a picture of a four-funneled ship, whether it's Titanic or not, like, ooh, there's Titanic. Well, yeah, that's going to happen. But think about this, and I've said this before. Titanic is what got me into ships. And that passion, that fascination with Titanic led me into checking out other ships, other ocean liners, naval vessels, you know, the battleships, the subs, you name it. Titanic started all of that for me. And having this game and having Titanic in that game could lead to that same fascination for a whole new group of people. They start off with Titanic and then they venture out. they check out Olympic, the Queen Mary, Mauritania, the Kid, so forth and so on. Matt, I need to play Warships again to get more footage. I will definitely not turn that down, Matt. I'm always down for getting some new footage. And I don't know if you guys follow the kids' page on Facebook, but a couple of days ago, they started removing items off of the ship in order to prepare it for its eventual move to dry dock next year. Well, it's supposed to happen next year. Let me put it that way. It's not a guarantee yet, but that is the plan. Wolf says, speaking of kid, where is your kid model? It's not here with us right now, Wolf, but it will be making its debut on the stream. Trust me, that's a definite. Actually, the only things left I need to do to that model is put like the little flags on it. But other than that, yeah, the model is done. There's nothing else. There's no more parts to glue onto the model. In that aspect, it's completely finished. And notice, I don't know if you can see it, but wearing my USS Kid shirt for tonight. But yeah, I'm real excited to show you guys the Kid. And I'm actually I'm done with building models for the year. I mean, the year's almost over anyway. Matt, got a little skull and bones flag for it. No, Matt, I do not. That would be cool to have. Maybe I can get somebody to custom make one. I am getting the pirate that's on the forward funnel, a decal of that custom made. The guy already has the files. He just can't get to it till after Christmas. But once that's done, we're gonna slap that on, and she's finished. And if we eventually see some footage here of the ship, we'll look on the starboard side. You can see the little pirate on the starboard side of the forward funnel, and that's what we're getting made. And Wolf, I know something you have to be pretty excited about, or at least you've been following, is Old Tex has got her paint job. At least the hull of the ship has got her paint job, and it looks fantastic. I actually watched a drone video today. Some guy flies his drone occasionally around the ship, and he posted some shots of the ship rocking her new, I think it's measure, I don't know if it's measure 21 or measure 22, I forget, but that is the new paint scheme that is on the ship. Now, when I did the dry dock tour of the ship, they told me that the below the water line was not going to be red like it originally was. So that's unfortunate, but most people aren't going to see that anyway. Well, it says, I saw that earlier today. It's gorgeous. Yes, it is. And actually, I'm looking at this, our warships footage right now. You see the little pirate flag on the Kid. That's actually not correct. It's the Kid has the traditional, the black field with the white skull and crossbones. So the flag that's here on World of Warships is actually not accurate. And it's a curious thing. Why do we have the Kid in World of Warships, but we do not have a actual model? As you guys know, the model I built of the Kid is actually a conversion of a USS Sullivan's model. So you've got a model kit like that of the Sullivans, but not the Kid. Yet Kid is in World of Warships, and the Sullivans is not. Matt says, yeah, that's all warships had. Yeah, and I know, and I'm not faulting or anything. I'm just pointing it out that it is not accurate to the ship. At least the colors, I should say, are not accurate to the ship. And in present day, if you notice in the game, the American flag is tethered to the aft funnel, whereas in real life, or at least in modern day, her flag is all the way in the back at the stern. Let's see. Matt says we have the kid because the warship's crew came 3D scan the actual ship to put it in the game. Right, but they could also do the same thing with the Sullivans because the Sullivans is still in existence. There's four Fletchers in existence, and the Sullivans is one of them. Sullivans is in Buffalo, New York, I believe. So they could have easily done the same thing with the Sullivans. Oh, look at that! A U.S. A New Orleans class ship just sunk a ship. Let's see, Wolf. It's odd, but I think comparing the two, USS The Sullivans is more popular because of what she was named after. That's quite possibly true. But hey, like I said, the kid is in warships. We can play as the kid. So hey, I'll take it. But and the more interesting about that, and actually now that I think about it, we've got three. We've had three USS kids. And to my knowledge, they're all named after the same guy, which is Rear Admiral Isaac Kidd, who died on the bridge of the Arizona during Pearl Harbor. At least that's where DD 661 gets its name from. And kids who go wrecking shop here right now. You never get tired of seeing that. Yeah, hopefully by this time next year, um, the old Tex will be done, and we can actually go see her and tour her as a museum ship instead of just doing the dry dock tours. And I made a comment on the kids' Facebook page on one of the posts they made, and I suggested that to them. Hey, do dry dock tours while she's in dry dock, because that will keep funds coming in for the ship and the museum. And they're going to try and do that, but from what they said, most people or most dry dock operators, they don't allow that to happen when museum ships are in dry dock because of the insurance and the liability and all that stuff. So I guess with Old Tex, it's actually I guess a unique circumstance that you can actually do a dry dock tour of Texas. Mr. Golden 5, how's it going, guys? It is going great, Golden. How are you doing, my friend? I hope you are having a good evening. How has your week been going? Glad you could join us. Just sitting here watching some footage of the kid, talking ships, uh, thinking about Christmas coming up in a few days. What are your Christmas plans? And I did not ask everybody that. Matt, Wolf, what are your Christmas plans? I can tell you what mine are. I'll basically, I guess, probably the same thing that everyone else is doing. Food, give out presents, friends and family. That's what I'll be doing. Wolf says, I think the least most popular Fletcher around today would be Velos, previously named USS Charette. Possibly so, Wolf, because of the fact that that ship is not in the United States. Mr. Golden, been great. I am off work until the 27th. I am happy for you, and I mean that because unfortunately I am not. I go back the day after Christmas. It's unfortunate. I'd love to have the day off after Christmas. And am I the only one who feels like you need to recover after a holiday? especially a holiday where you're doing all the stuff that you do on Christmas and even like Thanksgiving, because I mean on Thanksgiving it's all about food and you eat so much and the interaction, however you're spending your time with your loved ones. I feel like I need a break after a big holiday like that, and then but you got to go right back to work after, and usually for us, it's so slow and boring because people are not doing business immediately the day after Christmas. Not everyone, anyway. Wolf says, I plan on eating food, opening presents, and then mess around with whatever I got. Yep, that's the general plan. Wolf, F to the Greek modelers who want a model of Velos. They could just buy a model of the Sullivans. Matt says, no, need a week off like the kids in school. I would gladly take a week off after Christmas, but that'll never happen. I'd be fine with just the 26th off. I would be so thrilled with just having an extra day. I'm not even trying to be greedy. I mean, I'll take a week, but And I think we got two more ships that we're going to be looking at after the kid. Well, like I said, I think I've combined all the kid footage we have thus far um, for this week's video or this week's live stream. Oh, which reminds me, speaking of the live stream, guys, we will not be live streaming next Friday. So just a heads up, next Friday, no live stream. We will be back the following week. Kid's about to get a torp. Yikes. Yeah, but you're not sinking her. She's a tough old ship. Let's see. Wolf. Biggest problem is Velos was heavily modified from her World War II version. So if someone wanted Velos, they would have to build her World War II version and not what she looks like now. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's the great thing about the kid. When you do the the ship tours, these museum ship tours, and Wolf, you know this because we've talked about it a lot. Um, as far as touring Fletcher class ships, the kid is the one you want to go to, and not just because. And I don't say that just because I'm partial to that ship. The kid was never modernized, so she is the most historically accurate ship to what she was originally like in World War II. So for that reason, the kid is the Fletcher class that you want to visit if you're going to visit a Fletcher class ship. Guys, I'm going to grab a quick swig of something to drink. I will be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Um, so Golden, if you're still out there watching, if you don't mind me asking, how did you find the channel? What content was it that made you decide to check out the channel? I'm just curious. Wolf says, odd, she served all the way into the late 60s but was never modified. And thank goodness for that. Yep, we love her just the way she is. Someday I'm going to get the kid in this game. I don't know when, but someday. And I don't know if you saw, but I did post something. There's some type of I don't know if discount's the right word, but they're doing something in warships for all the way until the 28th. You every time you win your first match for each day, you get all kinds of extra XP, commander XP, ship XP, blah blah blah. So if that's something you guys are interested in doing, got some nice anti-aircraft fire here going. Mr. Golden, I'm building the same Queen Mary and Mauritania kit you have. I was looking for reference material. I also like ships. That's awesome. Yeah, now that you mentioned that, I do. I think it was, yeah. It had to be you that asked me about the about those. I posted a short of actually I got the Queen and Mauritania right here. If you want, I'll give you a close up view of each ship real quick. So I also like to keep the box art that the kits come in. So here is the Mauritania. Get that on screen. There we go. It's the Airfix 1 to 600 Mauritania, and this is Mauritania right here. It's how my particular model came out. And of course, I've got the Queen up there. Let's see. Let me get the Queen down. The Queen is actually the largest model ship that I have built thus far. See, here we go. And that is model craft. Let me see. 1 to 568 scale. And yeah. And this is actually, I feel like this is one of the best jobs that I've done on any of my ships. I was over the moon happy with how good the Queen came out. Take real good care of her. Take real good care of all of them. But anyway. Let's see. Wolf, it's a shame there isn't an Essex carrier and Iowa-class battleship that are still in their World War II configuration. Right. I agree. But at least we know why, of course, the Iowas are that way, because they were re-entered into service and were the only battleships that ever were re-entered into service that I can think of after they were retired. Mr. Golden, what type of ships are you into in particular? Is it ocean liners, warships? Do you have a preference one way or the other, or are you like us and you just like them all? For me, I have a favorite on each side of the coin. My favorite White Star ships are the Olympic class, Olympic, Titanic, Britannic. My favorite Canard ships, the Queen is my number one ship. Aquitania, Lucy are up there for me. As far as battleships, warships, the Iowa class, USS Alabama, Texas. I'm a big battleship, a big battleship fan. So yeah, the Iowa class, North Carolina, because I've toured that ship as well, and the Kid is up there for me as well. Kid is my favorite non-battleship warship. Mr. Gold, I live not far from where the Queen Mary was built on the Clyde. Wow. Also, HMS Hood was built there. No kidding. You and Wolf could have a conversation for hours about that. Wolf is a huge fan of the Hood. Like I know of the Hood. I know, of course, what happened to her in the battle against the Bismarck. But Wolf could probably tell you her whole number, where she was built, what kind of metal was used or steel in the building. Yeah, Hood was a nice ship. Hood was in terms of of aesthetics. I think Hood was a great looking ship. No, I mean it is of course a shame what happened to the ship, but you know that's war, I guess. Yeah, Wolf. I'm a huge fan of British warships in general. Exactly. Have you been by any chance to the Titanic Museum in Belfast, Mr. Golden? That is. Let me tell you what my dream vacation is. So I have this dream of like basically a month long vacation where fly over to Ireland to Belfast specifically, and uh, spend a week in Belfast and do go to the Titanic Museum, check out the Nomadic, of course, and then after that, book passage on the Queen Mary 2, sail back to the United States, and spend a week in like New York. That would be a dream vacation or the dream vacation for me. Wolf, I have more British ships in my collection than American warships, believe it or not. Actually, I know that personally, Wolf. Of course, you and I have already had that discussion. So, yeah, I am aware of that. I'm on the flip side of the coin, whereas I have all my warships are only American. Like my model kits, I only have American warships. But all of my ocean liners, with the exception of the SS United States, are all British ships. Wolf, no, never been, but they have the nomadic dry dock. Yes, and that is one of the main reasons I would love to go. Aside from the fact that I'm pretty sure it's the biggest Titanic museum out there. I mean, obviously, because that's where she was built. But you've got the nomadic there, and the nomadic, of course. I don't know how you could get other than artifacts recovered from the wreck. There's what else can you have in existence that has a closer to connection to Titanic than one of its tender ships? Yeah, as far as the warships here, I've been on seven. I've toured seven different warships that are now museum ships in the United States. The kid here that we're looking at the footage of being one of them, and one of my personal favorites. I'm gonna get soon as the Texas opens up for tours, I'm gonna drag Wolf out there. We're gonna do a meetup and tour the Texas together. Good old Tex. Wolf asking Mr. Golden if you ever visited Britain, would or maybe you're asking me if you ever visited Britain, would you go see HMS Belfast? Yeah, why not? As long as it's within the vicinity of the area that I'm going to visit. Yeah, sure. Well, of course I would. Now, admittedly, I am not quite familiar with that ship. As you know, I'm not too familiar with other countries' warships, with the exception of a few obvious ones, of course. I mean, The Hood, the Bismarck, the Yamato. Of course, I know those ships. Uh, Mr. Golden says that it's in London. Okay, yeah. If I would love to check out London. So if I can ever make that happen, then yeah, I would absolutely go check out the ship. So yeah, Golden, do you prefer? Do you have a preference? Ocean liners or warships, or are you a fan of all of it? Yeah, I'm personally a fan of all of it. So we're going to probably be ending our kid footage here pretty soon. We've got about 20 minutes left of our stream for this week, and I know we've got some other ships that we're going to be looking at. Mr. Golden, I like them all. Yes, absolutely. I am with you, my friend. I'm a fan of all of them. I wish we had more ocean liners in existence that we could have as museum ships. The Queen Mary, unfortunately, is the only one, at least in the United States, and the SS United States is still in existence, but is in no condition to be toured, and uh, they are trying their best to find a new home for it so they can actually get the work done to get the restoration underway and make her a floating hotel museum, just like the Queen Mary is. They're just having a much tougher go at it. So we'll see what happens. Hey, Matt, you've been quiet for a while. You still out there? See if the kid here is going to help sink this last battleship. Matt, yep, I am here. Sorting through photos you took yesterday. Nice. I know I've got a drone gig tomorrow that I'm going to go knock out. Need to put my drone batteries on the charger. In fact, actually, I'm going to do that after we finish up here tonight. Let's see. Mr. Golden, are the rumors true about the plans to put SS United States in New York? They are trying to do that, Golden. The people who own the ship, there's been a lot of issues. You may or may not be familiar with during COVID, the dock that she's moored at. Whoever owns the dock, they jacked up the rent during COVID, and a big lawsuit happened as a result. They're trying to put the ship back in New York, and the plan is to get it restored and open it up as a hotel, museum, entertainment complex, basically like what the Queen Mary is in Long Beach. Hopefully that will happen. I made a donation to the ship earlier this year. I mean, and it wasn't much, but it was what I could afford. Every little bit helps. Wolf, I wonder what will happen to Queen Mary 2 after her service life is up. Um, I hate to be the negative Nancy Wolf, but I have a feeling she will not be saved as a museum ship. I have a feeling the Queen 2 will be scrapped. That's just my guess. Of course, I don't know that. We don't know when she's going to be retired. And hopefully, when the Queen Mary 2 is retired, Golden says, could end up in Dubai next to QE2. That would be great. Um, I would. Wolf says I have the same feeling too. Well, I hope you guys are right and I'm not, because I would hate to see her scrapped. But I know that, or I hope that when they do retire Queen Mary 2, that they will have another ship, another true transatlantic ocean liner waiting or being constructed to take her place. Because as you guys know, Queen Mary 2 is the only true um, ocean liner left in existence. So I hope that when they do retire her, that that's not it. I love the fact that we at least still have one operating ocean liner in the world, and I hope that does not go away. Wolf, that would be pretty expensive to keep both QE2 and QM2 together. Possibly, yes. And he says, especially since QM2 is massive. Yeah, she is a huge ship. But, we don't know. We'll see. The good thing is, I haven't heard anything about plans to scrap or take the Queen Mary 2 out of service anytime soon. But, I mean, who knows, because next year is the 20-year anniversary of her maiden voyage. Her maiden voyage was in 2004. So we'll see. I mean, she's got at least another good 5-10 years left in her, possibly more. If you think about the fact that the Olympic in Mauritania had 25-year careers, and those ships were built nowhere near to the standards that a modern ship is built, and look how long they lasted. And what is it? The Nimitz, USS Nimitz. That ship was built in the 70s, and it's an aircraft carrier, but it was built in the 70s, and it's still an active ship today. So, I don't know. That's going to be interesting. Oh, and if anyone's interested, by the way, on Amazon, there is a Revell Queen Mary 2 model kit. It's currently on sale right now. It's a big model too. It will dwarf my Queen Mary right there, and it's on sale for like $100, and it's like a premium kit. It's got the photo etch and all that stuff in it. I'm considering putting it on my Amazon card, because I would like to have the Queen Mary 2 for all the reasons we just discussed. She's the only ocean liner in the world that still operates as an ocean liner. So I would love to have a copy of the Queen Mary 2. And she's honestly the best looking ship in the world. I don't know about you guys, but I don't care for these gigantic hotels that are cruise ships. Now, granted, I'm going on a cruise ship next year, but no cruise ship looks as good as an ocean liner, and no ship looks as good as the Queen Mary 2. Wolf says USS Nimitz and all of her sisters. Yeah, there you go. And look how old those ships are older, than any of us, probably. I mean, I don't know Golden's age, but I know you guys' age, and they're older than me. Wolf, the Nimitz class has appeared a lot in ship news stuff these past few weeks. Seems like those old ships still have some fight left. Oh, you bet they do. They most certainly do. And if you got Peacock, Wolf, check out that movie I told you about, The Final Countdown, where Nimitz is the star of the movie. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The ship Beautiful. RMS Aquitania. Wolf says, I love every type of ship, but cruise ships, they are so ugly. Yes, they are. Well, they're floating hotels. That's what they are. Look at this beauty right here, though. Wow. Yeah, you'll never. Cruise ships may be larger and have more amenities and features than these old ships had, but in straight up beauty, they can't touch these ships. Never will. Oh, speaking of which, so I was looking at Facebook earlier, and Golden says Aquitania was built in Clydebank too. Golden wasn't Maury or wasn't Mauritania or Lucy built there as well? Because I do know for a fact that even though they are sister ships, but they were not built at the same by the same company. They were built in different locations. Well, says it's a crime there isn't a model of her. I completely agree. I mean, you can buy one of those resin things that are like $400, but a model kit like that, no, there is not one, which is a damn shame. Yep, she was the last four-funneled ocean liner in existence, and she was the only one to serve in both world wars. Wolf. Okay, guys, who wants to help me make a plastic model company that makes nothing but ocean liners? I'm down. I'm down for that. Golden, yeah. Lusitania was Clydebank. Mauritania was in Newcastle in England. Right, right. Yeah, I couldn't remember which one was built where, but I knew that they were not built by the same ship company. Victory for Aquitania. Wolf, let's do it. I'm game. Last ship we're looking at for the evening. One of the Iowas. Well, probably the Iowa. Of course, sister to the Mighty Mo, sister to the Big Whiskey. Temper, temper. Well, quick question. How on earth do you make a plastic model company? I would guess you have to be able to make plastic molds. You need whatever, you need the material for the plastic. You need the equipment that can make them. And look right here. Look at that ship that's sailing in the harbor behind the Iowa here, right in front of the Statue of Liberty. I am convinced, even though it's so far away, that that is the Queen Mary sailing into port. And you see another ocean liner over here on the left. That one looks like a four stacker, but I can't tell which one it is. Wolf, you know in the German port on World of Warships there's an ocean liner. Which ocean liner is it? Wouldn't it be cool if it was the Bismarck, which of course would later become RMS Majestic? So yeah, we're going to close out here by watching the Iowa kick butt for a minute. Let's see how much time we have left. Yeah, we're good. Have you guys tried that? Matt says, got a few good photos yesterday, but nothing fantastic. Well, that's unfortunate. Wolf, I don't know because all I can really see is her stern, but if I remember right, it has 3 funnels. Okay. See, I think that one we just saw was the Queen Mary. It makes sense because it would be accurate to the time. I'll post a screenshot of it after the stream. Okay, cool. Have you guys tried? Speaking of warships, have you guys tried the asymmetrical player mode in warships? I tried it last week for the first time, and actually, I enjoyed the hell out of it. I really dig it. So they put your like 5 players against like 15 NPCs. So it makes the bots that much more of a challenge. And I got to tell you guys, it's fun as hell. I really did. Excuse me. I really dig it. So if you guys have not done that, give it a try. Yeah, my next goal in warships, which is going to take an incredibly long time, is to get the Montana class. We're going to take some torps here. 2 of them. That's a lot of damage. Wolf, all I play is standard PvP or against bots, so I haven't played it yet. Well, it is playing against bots, Wolf. Like I said, the only difference is you've got 5 people. You're on a team of 5 with real players, and you're against like 15 bots. So it makes for a much more challenging scenario against bots than what your traditional match against bots would be. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to burn here for a minute. And by the way, Golden, we do have a Discord server. We got a few people in there that we're a small community, but it's a very cool community. It's very chill. No drama or anything going in there. We don't talk about anything serious. It's ships, it's history, it's movies, TV shows, all that. If you're interested in joining that and hanging out with us in Discord, I can send you the link to our server. Let's see, Wolf. As a BB player, nothing is more terrifying than DDs for me, right? Well, that's because of damn torpedoes. I'll fight other battleships, heavy cruisers, carriers, light cruisers, but never destroyers. Well, no, because they're designed to eat your lunch with all those damn torpedoes. All right, guys. So we are at the 1 hour mark. Let's see if we're gonna get another torp hit here. Yep, right on the stern. So yeah, we're at the 1 hour mark. We're gonna be wrapping it up in a few minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over the Matt. Destroyers are my favorite to play. Well, yeah, and I'm glad they are for you because that's why we have footage of the kid to watch because you enjoy the destroyers. So yeah, I'm gonna go over the content schedule real quick. So all the content is as follows. All times are Central Standard U.S. time. On Monday through Fridays, we have the quiz question of the day on the channel. That comes out at 9 every morning. It's always ship related. At 10 o'clock, we have the random poll of the day, which can be about anything on Earth. It's not strictly just ships or history. Also, Monday through Friday, we have our video short of the day, which can also be anything and everything. On Friday mornings at 7 a.m., our video of the week comes out. And every Friday, 7 p.m., we have our 1 hour live stream. And that is our content schedule. Wolf, I play destroyers sometimes, but I'm more of a fan of battleships and cruisers. I have a couple of destroyers, but I never really play destroyers either. If I had the Kid, I would probably play the Kid a whole lot, but the other destroyers, probably not. Um, you can see, just in the game, just like in real life, when it comes to warships, I'm all about the battleships. So I love playing the battleships. As far as cruisers, I've got the New Orleans. New Orleans is pretty fun in the game to play. St. Louis has always been one of my favorite ships to play in World of Warships, and she is a cruiser. Cool. Okay, guys, that's gonna do it for this week. Thank you guys for attending. As always, Golden, glad you were able to join us. I hope we'll be seeing you, more of you, on our live streams in the future. Again, we do this every week, but we will not be live streaming next Friday. So just everyone be aware of that. Oh wait, I almost forgot one thing. So before we go, hang on, Wolf, don't leave yet. Before we go, let's see. Wolf, are you ready? Here is USS Kid. Here she is. Got the DD-661s. Got her name on the back. The only thing she's missing is her pirate right here that goes on the forward funnel. And yeah, other than I got a little bit more rigging to put, or some rigging to put on her. However, here she is, DD-661 in all her glory. Matt says it's so tiny. Yeah, not compared to the New Orleans. But there she is. I wanted you guys to see her before we go. It's like the Kid had a little kid. And Golden says, very nice. Thank you, Golden. I appreciate that. After Christmas, I will have that decal. It's because it has to be a custom-made decal, but I will have that in my hands. I will apply it to the forward funnel, and she's done. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys that before we log for the evening. I wish all of you a very Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas day. I hope it's filled with family and fun and happiness. Hope you get every Christmas present you want. But yeah, and since we won't be live next week, I hope you guys have a good New Year's as well. And yeah, that does this for this week. Thanks, everyone. Have a good evening. Have a Merry Christmas. And until the next time, as always, you know the drill. Drive safely.